speaker for the second half is going to be Jillian. Jillian is 14 and lives in Gibson. She enjoys riding horses, swimming in winter, reading books, and drinking tea. This story is about how she came to love tea and what tea means to her. Please join me in welcoming Jillian with her speech, Tea.
Oh, you okay?
Recently, somebody told me that tea was for grannies. I disagree. I've loved tea ever since I can remember. My love of tea started when I was very young. I used to drink tea with my grandma. I would get out my favorite tray. It was old and wooden, with a picture of swans gliding down a silvery lake painted across the auburn wood. I would laden it with biscuits in an ornate china honey pot, with a teapot and creamer to match. Our cups were white. Misty-looking green and gold flowers danced across the top. Sometimes, as we sipped our tea, my grandma would tell me a story of when she was a little girl, just like me, drinking tea with her grandmother. This made me feel important, special. I always wanted to be just like her. Her china was always one of my favorite things to play with. When I was a bit older, around 4, I used to have tea parties with my stuffies. I made special invitations taking care only to invite those I knew got along well with each other. Allie, a blue and brown bear, who was very easygoing, came most often. My grandma gave her to me. She was one of my best friends and often helped me set up. She enjoyed putting doilies on the table most of all. When I turned 5, I decided that because stuffies couldn't actually move or talk, they were not for me just then. So I moved on to real, live cats. My own 2 cats, Catmandu and Strawberry, were the unlucky volunteers. I would dress them up like grannies, and I would dress up as a maid, and I would serve them tea. In fact, their first birthday party was a tea party just like this. I was so lucky that they were, and still are, very well socialized and well-behaved cats. They would just sit there while I pushed tea in their faces while it dribbled down their fronts. They would let me do anything to them. In grades 6 and 7, I was homeschooled. Every week, a few of my friends who were also homeschooled would come over for a writing group. My mom, or sometimes we wrote letters. Often, I wrote mine to my grandma. My mom always made us each a cup of tea to sip while we were working. This made our classes memorable and different from other classes. How often does your English teacher serve you tea and cookies while you're doing your assignment? She made a different kind of tea each week. Sometimes it was ginger tea, sometimes rooibos, and sometimes it was no particular kind at all, just a combination of spices all put together in boiling water. All of them were delicious. There's a tea shop in Lower Gibson called 1902 Tea Shop. All their tea is organic, and they have just about every kind of tea imaginable. I always get the Earl Grey because it's some of the best Earl Grey I've ever had. My grandma lives in Vanderhoof. When she comes to visit, she usually tries a new kind every time we go there, but I think she's decided that snow maple is her favorite. They also have cream tea, which includes a scone with clotted cream and jam, as well as a cup of tea. It's a big treat and incredibly tasty. Now I bring a cup of chai tea with me to school each morning and drink it during my first class. Often, I have a cup of Earl Grey in the afternoon when I get home, and I have a cup of vanilla black tea before I go to bed at night. Often I think of my grandma while I drink my tea, and wonder if she's doing the same. A cup of tea is a wonderful way to start and end your day. Tea brought my grandma and I closer together, because it gave us something in common. Maybe tea starts with grannies, but I think it ends in kids.